What's good? What's good? Welcome back to Invest and Trade with Jax. I'm looking a little tired this morning. I woke up at 2 a.m. to drink some chocolate milk, for muscle recovery. That's just an excuse. And of course, I checked my phone, checked crypto. Next thing you know, I'm watching Instagram Reels. Absolute degenerate. So I didn't sleep much. I got like 2 hours in between about 6 and 8:30. Well, I guess that's 2.5, but... Anyways, guys, we're going to go over our friend MATIC. We hit our first buy zone. Very exciting. We're sitting at 225. We're down about 7.8 on the day. We're sitting on a market cap of 16.17. I want to go back to bed. Billion. 24-hour volume, 1.52 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're new to crypto.com, you can sign up to the world's fastest growing crypto app, and you can grab one of their incredible Visa cards for cashback in crypto, free Spotify, Netflix, Prime, travel incentives, depending on the level of card that you have, $25 just for signing up through my referral. So let's get into MATIC, guys. Let's quickly turn this up a little bit. So we had our bearish that, wow, Jax. I was just updating all my charts in the Discord, and I take away the RSI as well as the money flow when I do that. But I should be prepared. My apologies. So we had a bearish divergence on the 1 hour as well as on the 4 hour. As you can see here, we're creating higher highs, significantly lower highs on the RSI as well as the money flow, signifying that the bulls are running out of strength and we've seen some pullback. So I told you guys yesterday that I closed 50% of my trade. We had 3 entries. So we had quite a bit of money in our trade, and I closed it for about a 7% profit, and I broke even on the rest of the 50%, and I've re-entered here at 228. So that's the beautiful thing about this strategy, or just the way that I've set it up, is that you're always in your trade at all times. So I've added a buy zone here at 215, just in case we see a nice bounce off. See the support in this area? Previous level of resistance, and there's support and resistance, a little bit of support and resistance in this area as well. So if we bounce off 215 and we head back up to make a double top pattern from the break even, which would be right in the middle, that would be a beautiful trade of about 9%, guys. So that's why I've added a buy zone. You can see we are starting to trend towards the bottom section once again on the 4 hour money flow, and especially if we pop over to the 1 hour, we've already even made it down to the bottom section, and we have a nice bullish divergence on the money flow. So what may happen is we come up and hit resistance and roll over and hit that buy zone. Of course, we can push up from here and create that double top, and then you're looking at it, I think it's maybe a 5-6, yeah, about a 6-7% trade. So that's not even that bad from our first entry here at 228. So I'm just going to close the money flow on the 4 hour. So we've broken out of our falling wedge pattern. But what we may see, you can see here, if I pull this level of resistance out, previous level of support, or sorry guys, previous level of resistance could be flipped as support. It lines up pretty close with that buy zone at 215. So sometimes what happens, guys, is you have a fake out. You break out, you roll over, and then you fall right back into the pattern. So just something to keep an eye on, guys. We are back underneath the EMAs, but we do have quite a lot of support in this area, so we could see a bounce from that level. So let's pop over to MATIC on the daily time frame. So I talked about us bouncing off this level of support as well as the 0.786, and the fact that the money flow is absolutely in the floor, and that's exactly what happened, and we locked in a juicy trade. Now we may be coming back down to retest that level of support at 195, or see a bounce off our trend line and possibly create some sort of ascending triangle. Now I do think Bitcoin is going to consolidate for quite a while here, but you can see here, if we were to bounce off that level of support and we bounce up and we hit resistance, we can create an ascending triangle, and you could see a breakout back to the upside. But if we look at our last correction over the summertime, you can see that MATIC bled quite hard as Bitcoin, let me pop open Bitcoin, as Bitcoin was going through its consolidation, its Wyckoff accumulation, and we made that double bottom pattern. It was a slow bleed, guys. We are doing it once again on a smaller scale. We're going to get into that. So I don't think the bleed would be as heavy for MATIC. And we're yet to create that double bottom with Bitcoin. You can see we came up, we hit resistance. I think we're going to come down, test support, bounce, hit resistance, and then consolidate just as we did here. We had our spring, we hit resistance on the 20 EMA, double bottom, came back up, hit resistance, and then we bled all the way back down for a retest, and then we broke out for our friend Bitcoin. So if that does happen, we're still going to see a nice bounce, come down, test the support, bounce. So if that does happen, we could see MATIC push up. Where MATIC comes back down, finds a level of support along this trend line or creates that double bottom and pushes back up to this resistance line. Once again, if that does happen, then we'll lock in some more juicy profits with our DCA strategy. So let's look at Ethereum, guys. Here we are on ETH. I talked about that throwback. I said, look, guys, we're absolutely in the floor on the RSI. I'm sure we were on the money flow as well. Yeah, we were pretty low on the money flow as well. And I talked about that consolidation. I said, look, if we get rejected here, there was a lot of resistance in this area where we got rejected, or by the 20 EMA, we could definitely see some consolidation while the RSI just kind of hovers just around this level, as well as the money flow on the daily time frame, just as we saw in our summer correction. See, the RSI came down. You can see the RSI came down towards oversold on the daily. We saw a bounce and then we created a double bottom and the RSI stayed low. So basically we consolidated. Well, this isn't exactly consolidation. Lots of trades to be made when we create a reversal pattern like this. But I do think the likelihood is we consolidate. We come down, we retest the support, we bounce, we hit resistance, we come down, support, bounce, resistance. And within those areas of consolidation, just as we saw here, we make lots and lots of juicy trades with our altcoin position. So let's look at Bitcoin, guys. So we saw our spring, just as we've been predicting. We talked about the reversal candles and also hitting resistance along the 20 EMA, just as we did here. We saw our spring, we hit resistance, double bottom. We broke out once again, hit resistance on the 20 EMA, slowly bled back down for a retest, and then we broke out. So we're still mirroring our Wyckoff accumulation. We've seen our spring, we hit resistance. So what I'm looking for is us to come down, retest support, bounce back up, hit resistance on the 20 EMA, and slowly bleed all the way back down for our retest. Boom, breakout back to the upside. I do think that's the likely scenario in my opinion. Of course, if we start to break below these levels, if we break this low at 41K and we start back testing it as resistance, then I would flip bearish, guys. If we were to come down, we start hitting as resistance, 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 and then we break lower, then I think we would come all the way back down to retest the 28K lows. But as of right now, we're basically mirroring our Wyckoff accumulation absolutely perfectly for our friend BTC. If we pop over to our next chart, you can see we had a bit of a fake out just as we did here, but I don't think we're going to start breaking down like we did after this fake out. I think we're coming back down to retest this level of support, bounce back up, hit resistance once again, slowly bleed all the way back down, come back down for a retest of 40K, possibly this wick low, and then break out back to the upside once again. If we look at the long and the short positions, guys, the shorts are increasing. That's why I do think there is a higher possibility that we're going to come back down and create that double bottom. Let me quickly remove this little squiggly here. So the short positions are increasing, even though we've had some sell-off here. So we may hit resistance and then come back down to create that double bottom. It's perfectly healthy, guys. We're just going through that Wyckoff accumulation. We look at the long positions, not much movement, guys. So with that increase in shorts, I do think it's likely that we're coming back down for a retest of this low at about 40K. And look for a bounce from that level. If you see us bounce and start heading back up towards the 20 EMA, more confirmation that we're going through our Wyckoff accumulation. And we can make some juicy trades while Bitcoin consolidates. So I will give my bull run targets here for MATIC. Let me quickly close the money flow here. I have the 1.618, which is coming in at 677. That's my target. Then you have the 2 extension on our Fibonacci here coming in at 1181. The 2.272 is coming in at 1767. We've hit our first buy zone at 228. Our second buy zone is at 215, 192, 151. 107. I have one at 75 cents as well. Usually I like to have 5 to 6, sometimes even 7 buy zones. It's just for reference, guys. It's not financial advice, so use your own discretion. If you want to use less buy zones, it's totally optional. And then our take profit zones here at 252, 273, 290, 334. Sometimes, guys, it will hit our buy zones before I make a video, but I do update the DCA charts in the Discord regularly. It's the price of a coffee, guys, $350 USD. And you also get access to 1,000 members talking all things crypto, posting chart patterns, and posting all kinds of statistics and analytics. And you can sign up through the Patreon. If you want to trade with me, sign up to Bybit, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, much love. Take care.